Hey guys, what's up and welcome back. If you're new here, then hello, I'm Morgan. And in today's video, I'm going to be doing a makeup look. This you see right here using the new products that I just ordered from Sephora during their spring sale. I have it all in this box, so okay. Well, it's all shuffled around, but I have it all in this box right here. Some of it's new products that I'm trying out. Some of it is products that I just ran out of and I'm restocking because they're really good. So yeah, I'm just gonna be sitting down, hanging out, talking makeup with you guys and giving you some recommendations along the way. So yeah, before we get started, make sure that you like this video and subscribe to my channel before you leave. And without further ado, let's get into it. Okay guys, so I'm gonna start off by showing you what I purchased, and then I'll start to, you know, obviously do my makeup. I'm gonna throw in some recommendations here and there. This is probably gonna be a very all over the place video, but I wanted to sit down, put some of this new makeup on, and kind of tell you about it, my first impressions, or why I restocked on some of these items, things like that. So it doesn't look like a lot. It doesn't look like a lot in there, but this is what I picked up from Sephora, and then I actually have a few products from Mcgrath that I ordered from separately on her website because she did a spring sale that I'm also going to use, so we'll get to that. But first and foremost, I picked up this Bite Beauty Changemaker Supercharged Micellar Foundation. It has a lot of really good reviews. So this is $39.50. I got the shade L40, and it says it's a clean, long-wearing foundation with gentle micellar technology that mimics skin texture for a natural, flawless finish. Medium coverage, natural finish, skin type, normal, dry, combination, oily. So a lot of good things in there. And then it has 4.2 stars out of 5, which isn't that bad out of over 1,200 reviews. So I definitely wanted to try this. I heard it's a really good, lightweight, everyday foundation. So I figured in quarantine, this would be something good to probably, you know, try out and throw on when I'm working from home. So I got that. And then I also restocked on my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish powder. I got the shade 2 medium. I go between 1 and 2. Either works. I just kind of use it to finish off the face. It's a really good, just like making your skin look flawless, and it kind of just gives you that filtered effect. So I really like it to kind of go over with, after I set it with translucent, I kind of use this to kind of set and finish everything off. So that's a really good powder. I've talked about that before. So that's not really going to be a first impressions because I know I love this, so I wanted to restock because it is a pricier item. Next up, I bought the Milk Makeup Bronzing Stick. I have it in the mini I've showed before, but I just went ahead and got the big one because the sale, and I know I like it, and that mini one was going to run out soon, and it's lasted me a really long time, so I know this is going to last me probably like 8 months if I were to guess, even more probably. Then I also picked up my Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream, which I love, 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 love. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. It has a little spoon, like little spatula thing, which is cool, so you can dip in there and not have to use your fingers and gunk it all up if you want to. But I know I like this. I use this quite often, mainly at night, so I have normal to dry skin. So this is good if my skin needs extra like plumping and hydration, and just like it needs a little extra kick to make it not as dry and tight. So this is really good for my skin type. I would say if you're oily, this probably wouldn't be one for you. I would check out their water cream, but I would say Tatcha's a really good brand to stock up on the sale because they are so pricey because it's very luxurious. I mean, look at this packaging. It's beautiful. But so I just ran out of this, so I got that. Just wanted to share. And then my Marc Jacobs Newness lip liner pencil. I also got another one of it because I lost it, and I love this lip liner pencil, so I just had to get it again. These are really great. Also a little more pricey, but totally worth it, and especially during the sale if you can get 10, 15, 20% off depending on what your ranking or whatever is. So forgot to mention this, but let me just throw it in there. So the sale is for Beauty Insiders, so there's different levels. So there's Insider, and then VIB, and then Rouge, which is the top one, which I am a Rouge because I spend a disgusting amount of money there. So Insider you get 10% off, and it actually ends the 27th. And then VIB you get 15% off, and that ends the 29th. And then Rouge you get 20% off, and that ends the 1st of May. So while it's still going on, while you can, you should definitely try to pick up some of these items. And this is another thing I would recommend just because they are a little pricier, but they are so creamy, so smooth. You don't have to sharpen them, which is nice. So you literally just twist this and it pushes it up. So love these, and this is a great neutral color. I wear it literally every day. Okay, so some new things that I picked up that I haven't tried also is this Patrick Ta for brows. It's like a brow wax. It's the shaping wax. I got the clear shade, so let me open it. Kind of looks like that. So what you are supposed to do is to activate it, I guess the directions say, is you spray any setting spray in the wax and then take a spoolie, any spoolie you have, I have one, and then you rub it in there. Then you brush your brows up and it gives you that really feathery, full brow, natural look. So we're gonna play with this later and see how this looks. So that'll be fun, I'm excited for that. And then I also picked up the Marc Jacobs Recover Hydrating Lip Oil. And I guess it's called Kissability, it's just clear. But I picked this up, I really like it so far. I just watched my lips really briefly, but it was really hydrating, so I really liked that. So I feel like this would be a good thing to throw on every single day, just if you're not wearing any makeup or if you have really light makeup on, just to give your lips that like shine and plump, alive look. And then lastly from Sephora, I picked up the new Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Vitamin C Serum. They have the regular Truth Serum, which is the vitamin C, but this is their new one they just came out with. And I believe, sorry, I'm looking at my phone to make sure, but I believe it's currently out of stock right now. But if you check it daily, they might restock it, but it retails for $65, which is a lot of money. But it's 1 ounce, and the difference is this is supposed to be a age-defying serum with 15% vitamin C, 5% PHAs, and hyaluronic acid that instantly brightens, visibly firms, plumps skin with hydration, and reduces the appearance of dark spots, pores, and wrinkles. It's good for all skin types. So it's just like an everyday vitamin C serum. So I think the difference between this one and the original is the other one is just mainly for just brightening your skin and making you like hydrated all day, whereas this has more age-defying effects in it, I guess, with the plumping and all that. So I've used this like 1 day so far. It's probably gonna take a couple days to like notice a visible difference, but I did like it so far. So I'll keep you guys updated on this, but I was definitely really excited to pick this up. So that's all that I got in Sephora. Then I'll show you what I got from Pat McGrath. I just picked up 3 things from her. So on her sale, she has a spring sale too, and if you spend over $150, you get 25% off, and then if you spend less, you get 20. So I spent over $150, so I got 25% off, which is why I ordered it from her and not on Sephora, just because I got that extra 5%, which makes a difference when you're spending a lot of money. So I picked up one of her quad eyeshadow palettes, this one. I don't know what it's called, I have to look it up and I'll list it, but it's like, it's kind of hard to tell, but it's got like this really pretty pink, purpley, brown, and like a yellow. I did swatch them because I was way too eager, but we're gonna play with this today. And these retail for $65, I'm pretty sure, so when you add that discount, that's a significant difference. But I mean, her packaging is literally gorgeous, so it makes sense why it's a little more pricey. I also picked up her FetishEyes mascara. I actually love this mascara. I actually got a mini one from Sephora with my points just to try it out, and I've been using it for months, like probably like 3 months. It's probably really old and dried out, but I loved it. So I figured while she has a sale, I'm gonna pick this up because it's like 30 bucks, which is expensive for a mascara, but it's really nice for lengthening, but volumizing and separating all at the same time. You don't really look clumpy. So we're gonna use this and I'll show you that. And then the last thing I picked up from her is her new, she just came out with this, so she came out with her concealer as well, but she came out with the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder, and I got the shade Light, so there's 3 shades, and it looks really scary. It's like stark white, but I've watched a lot of reviews on it, and everyone says it doesn't go stark white on. It's very translucent, so they have this, a medium, and a dark, so I'm gonna be using this today. So that's kind of all I got. I picked up recently. I probably will make 1 more order before the sale ends. So if I do, I'll keep you updated on that and what I get, because I've been eyeballing a few other things and I really shouldn't. But I'm gonna stop talking now because I've probably been talking for like 15 minutes, and we're gonna jump into the makeup, which is why you guys are here. So I'm gonna grab a primer, and since we are speaking of the sale and discounts, I'm gonna recommend 2 that I love that are obviously on the pricier side, but the Tatcha Liquid Silk Canvas, this newer one that they launched. Like I said, I obviously love Tatcha. This one's so good. I like it better than the regular one in the like putty form or whatever. This one's really good. Good for evening out skin tone or skin texture, and filling in those pores, all that good stuff. It literally gives you a silk canvas. And then also I talked about this, but my Touche Clot Blur YSL I also love. These are really just good high-end primers. Definitely something I recommend picking up in the sale if you are in need of a new primer and you want something that blurs the pores, gives you that perfect, what's the word I'm looking for? Flawless filter look. That's what I was trying to go for. But today I am going to go on with my liquid silk canvas. I'm just gonna do a little squirt my finger. You really don't need much of it, and the Tatcha products and the YSL one, but these primers smell so good. It's time for the clips. All these baby hairs. I don't know about you guys, but I am in desperate need of a haircut. I'm going crazy. I'm about to take scissors to my own hair, and that would end really badly, so. Okay, now we're gonna go in with the Bite Beauty foundation. And I mentioned earlier, this is L40. So I actually had to shade match online because obviously Sephora is not open, but it's not horrible. I mean, when I have like more of a tan, at least on my face, my arm's a little tanner. It matches pretty decent, I would say. I'm just gonna take my e.l.f. Beauty Blender. This stuff kind of has a scent, but it's not anything like irritating, I don't think. But I smell a hint of something there, a little fragrance. I have to put my hair up because it's driving me crazy. So please don't mind that. So I know there's like a powder compact that comes with this, or that they launched with this, kind of to use as like your setting powder, but a lot of reviews that I watched, most people said it definitely isn't necessary, so I didn't pick that up. Just I typically like to use like a translucent powder anyways, and that was like a colored like compact powder. So they also did launch some new primers as well. They kind of like revamped their brand. I don't know if anybody knew that, or if you didn't know that, then there you go. But so they kind of revamped it, and they came out with foundation, primers, new lip products. They kind of redid their lip products, a lot of new cool stuff. But and this has been out for a while, but I've been hearing a lot of good things about it. I mean, some mix, obviously. Not everyone's gonna love it, but I've mainly heard good things, and I've heard people say that it's just a really good lightweight everyday. And honestly, applying that, it feels really lightweight. Like I don't feel like it's very heavy, and it kind of does. It does really look like my skin. It like blended it in with my skin. It's not like sitting on my skin, if you can kind of get what I'm saying. It looks pretty good. So now jumping into concealer, I'm actually gonna use my Pat McGrath concealer. Like I was talking about, she launched this concealer with this powder, so I figured to use this powder, let's use her actual concealer that she launched with it, and you know, kind of see how it works together. Sorry, I literally keep picking my nose and stitching. This is in the shade L5. Also, this would be a really good thing to pick up in the sale. It's obviously pricey because it's Pat McGrath and it's not the most product. So you get 0.16 fluid ounces, and I think this is $32, so, but a little does go a long way. I will say it's very full coverage, but it's definitely a very luxurious concealer. So if you're interested in that, this would be a great one, and it's glass, so it's obviously very nice and heavy. So I'm just gonna focus that kind of there and do a little bit in the middle. I'm going to use my Milani Perfect and Conceal just on the other areas of my face because this is a little closer to my skin tone, as you can see. And we'll blend it all out. I don't know if you can tell, but it is so full coverage. It's literally amazing. And you saw how little I applied too. Her stuff is just like, oh, it's so good. You can't go wrong with any of it. And honestly, the packing is just beautiful. Like, hold on, let me grab this. Like, this is literally the packaging that the eyeshadow palette came in. It was like this. Like, are you kidding? How beautiful is that? So yeah, you're paying a lot of money, but hello, it's very luxurious. All right, and before we set that, I'm gonna go in with my Milk Makeup bronzing stick since I got a new one. And if you're new here, hello. I love this, and it's a very great cream bronzer. So I'm going to grab my e.l.f. Airbrush Blender. It's angled, and like I've mentioned, it's much easier to apply, especially if you're not as good with creams, to apply it on something like this and dab it on your face rather than going like boom. So I just am dabbing lightly kind of in the hollows of my cheek just to give more definition and that bronziness and give my face some dimension. See how even this side I have more dimension than this side? It's very flat. So we're adding those shadows. This like blends out very seamlessly. All right, I'm liking how the skin's looking actually. So now I'm gonna, since I let that concealer sit for a second, I'm gonna blend it out really quickly again before we go and set it, because like I always say, if you don't blend it out, you're just gonna set the creases, so you don't want to do that. I'm gonna take this powder, Real Technique brush, gotta swirl it in there and push into that under eye. As you can see, it really does not add any whiteness. I don't know if you can tell either because I don't have the most high-tech lens. It is very, very, very blurry. Do you see that? And it's so lightweight, you don't even feel anything. Wow, that's pretty good. Also, I don't know if I mentioned, but you can get Pat McGrath on Sephora's website as well. I just ordered it separately because like I said, I got 25% off versus 20. I'm not sure if this is on there. I know there's another quad on there. I'm just not sure if there's this color, but the other stuff, it's on there. All right, I'm not gonna set my whole face with that. I just kind of wanted to set the under eye and kind of smile lines, those areas. But I'm gonna go in with another translucent powder, just really lightly. And then I also will go in lightly with my Charlotte Tilbury since I just got this too. So just to show you guys, this isn't typically what I would normally do. I wouldn't like use a billion powders, but for the sake of video. And while we're on obviously the topic of what to pick up during the sale, I'm actually not gonna use my Wet n Wild today. Shocker, I know. I'm going to do my Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. This stuff is very expensive. I think it's like $46. It's ridiculous and it's not the most product ever, but it is the perfect powder for you dry skin girls out there, normal to dry, where you feel like you can't set your face with powder because then it just like sticks to the dry patches and makes you look cakey. This powder is so fine. It has like not a glow, not like a glittery or whatever, but it's like luminous, like natural skin glow. Like so faint though, like it's, don't get it and be like, wow, there's no glow. She said there's a glow. Like it's just a natural, I don't know how to explain it, but it is a beautiful powder. I only mainly use it for more events that I'm going to. I don't like to use it all the time just because it is pricier, so I like to save it. But since, you know, we're talking about my recommendations, this is also a really great powder to pick up. It is just so finely milled. I don't know, I love it. I think it's great. I always struggle trying to find powders that didn't make me look so cakey because I do have drier skin, normal to dry, especially under the eye. This is really great under the eye because I do have dry under eyes as well. So personally, like Laura Mercier powder or things like that just don't work for me. They dried out my skin. I felt my under eyes like tightening. I don't know if any of you guys have ever experienced that, but I've always had a hard time with powders. So this is really great, very luxurious. All right, and after that powder, I'm just gonna go in lightly with my Charlotte Tilbury. This is like my powder that I just bring on the go with me. It's just a good touch-up powder. It's a good finishing powder. You know, if there's areas that you feel like you didn't get as much coverage, like typically right here, I don't get as much, so I kind of just dab it there. But definitely a great one to just throw in your purse and have with you at all times. This is like my going out powder. It is so smoothing that the more you put on, it's not gonna look cakier, you know what I mean? Some powders, like if you go too heavy-handed with it, it's gonna just like look like you're wearing a shit ton of powder. This doesn't look like that. It's very lightweight, and even if you build it or if you're out, like keep applying it, it's not gonna look super like heavy. Sorry, my hair looks so bad. This is not a hair tutorial, so ignore that. Let's go ahead and bronze the skin real quick. Bronzer recommendations, if you guys are in need of a bronzer. I always love the Hoola. Hoola is a good just staple to have in your kit. I feel like it's a very universal shade, and there's other shades too, so if you are darker complexion or lighter complexion, then they have those shades as well. It's just an overall good bronzer brand benefit. And then also, I've had this bad boy for a while, but the Marc Jacobs bronzer, I've had this for like, honestly, I want to say almost a year, probably a year. Look how much I have still. I don't use it every day, but I've like started to reuse this because when I did my friends pick out my makeup video, Caroline picked this out for me. I like stopped liking it for some reason. I don't know why, but then when I used it, I was like, wait, I actually really like this. I don't know why I stopped using it. So I've been using it more, and you get so much product, and it's an expensive bronzer, but expensive, I want to say like $30 something, but that is expensive for a bronzer, but you really do get so much product. Okay, So for reference, if you want, you get 0.8 ounces, which doesn't sound like a lot, but like, okay, in your physician's formula you get 0.38, Hoola you get 0.28, this Milani bronzer you get 0.34. So I mean 0.8, that's a lot of product, and it'll last you a really long time, and it's a really, really good shade. This is in the shade Tan-Tastic, and they also have other shades, but I love this is so gross, I'm very sorry. I love the big mirror. It's good to bring with you travel if you don't have a mirror to do your makeup in. Like, you can just look in this. And anyways, good bronzer to pick up. I definitely recommend this, so we're gonna use this today. It's also a great bronzer because it's like that perfect in-between shade, like not too warm, not too cool. You can bronze and kind of contour with this, so it's kind of like 2 in 1. Alright, and then I'm just gonna pop on some blush. I don't really have the most recommendations for that just because I haven't tried a ton of high-end blushes. I will say I like this cream blush a lot. You see me talk about it. I love the Nuditst cream blushes. These are really good. I have the shade in the nude. So I really enjoyed these if you're looking for cream. Yeah, I don't have a ton of blush recommendations for high-end just because I haven't tried enough. But actually, no, pause. I will say, I have this Hourglass palette. Oh my gosh, look at all the handprints. And these 2 blushes that are in the palette, I really, really like. They have a sheen to it, like a glow. So if you want something more matte, these aren't going to be for you. But in this palette, I mean, they definitely have good blushes from what I can tell. And they sell them single, like bigger pans, but single. So I actually have heard that Hourglass has great blushes. And from using this palette, I can tell that they are. They're just more luminous. And the shades in this, just so you know, I guess that's Iridescent Rose. And this is Sublime Finish. No, Sublime Flush. And another note, this is awesome. I don't think it's on Sephora anymore, but just in general, their ambient palettes are amazing. I love Hourglass. So honestly, anything Hourglass you get your hands on, I don't think you're gonna be disappointed. Moving on. So once again, I'm talking so much. While we're here, I'm actually just gonna apply this. See how like pretty and sheen it is? It's just like a beautiful glowy. It gives my cheeks more of like a plump and like Okay, now let's just do some highlight. Once again, Hourglass has some really pretty highlights. Some of them are more subtle than others. I would say they're more of like a glow from within versus like a strobing, like bam, flashing highlight. They have really pretty highlights, and I really enjoy Fenty's highlight. She has a bunch of different shades, which is nice, and it comes in like a palette like this where it's 2 different ones. This one's more of like that beaming, flashing one, and then there's one of like more that's subdued. So these are good highlights to pick up as well. But I will say that, and I've mentioned this before, but I think there are some drugstore highlights out there that like beat high end. So I don't necessarily think you need to splurge on like a super nice highlight, in my opinion. But I will actually use the highlight in this palette. Kind of go in there. Definitely more natural, but you see how it gives just like that hint of a glow. Now moving on to, we'll throw on some eyeshadow. So like I said, I'm gonna dip into this new palette. I'm not gonna do anything crazy. I'm honestly probably just gonna like put some on my lid, but it'll give me that effortless, like, wow, she got like ready and it looks like it took her a really long time, but really didn't kind of vibe. But I am gonna take a little bit of this bronzer again. Just use that as like a very light transition shade. All right, I think I'm gonna go in with this one right here. It's kind of hard to, I don't know if you can tell what it looks like. This one's called Astral Rose Orchid. Astral Rose Orchid. So I think I'm just gonna go with my finger and literally stamp that on my lid. It's like pink, but it has like yellow reflex in it. I don't know if the camera's like showing it. Oh, but it's so much prettier in person. I wish you could tell. And it's not anything perfect. I literally used my finger and stamped it on, but it's really pretty. I'll do more looks with this, but just initial, like, first thoughts. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay, now we're gonna jump into brows. And like I said, I have this new brow product, so we're gonna try this bad boy out. And then we'll do lips, and then we'll be done, and then you'll be done watching this video. So hang in there. Okay, so like I said, to activate it, what he said is to, because it's like dry right now, you spray a little bit of setting spray. So I'm just gonna use this Morphe Luminous setting spray and spray it like that. And then you take a spoolie. Here's one I have right here. You kind of just like rub it like that, I guess. And then start to brush. I am gonna fill them in a little bit. I'm just kind of brushing them up to get the natural shape. It definitely is very waxy. I can definitely feel my brows feeling kind of sticky and like stuck up, but I'm also going to take a little bit of this brow powder from Benefit and kind of fill in the ends. Okay, they could use some work and practice, but initial application and thoughts, I really like it. I like the idea of it. I know it's very similar to soap brows, which I haven't used soap brows, but yeah, I like it so far. I'll keep you updated on that. I'm gonna go ahead and do my mascara. So like I said, I've got the Pat McGrath FetishEyes mascara. So I'm gonna curl my lashes and then pretty much apply this, and I'll show you kind of, I'm just gonna use this. I'm not gonna mix anything, so I'm gonna show you kind of the results of this. I think it's phenomenal. I mean, even my bottom lashes, look at that. Just wait for the top. I only dipped it in one time, and obviously I've been doing it multiple, you know, strokes, but that's from one dip of product. You see how it's like lengthening but separating and volumizing like all in one? This stuff is magic in a tube. You see how volumized, lengthening, lifted they are just from that one mascara. I did a couple coats, but I mean, that's pretty crazy. So like I said, highly recommend. Definitely be a good mascara to pick up in the sale. Last two things, I'm gonna do my lips and then we're gonna do setting spray. So I'm just gonna line with the Marc Jacobs Nuditst, and then I'm just gonna go over with this. So they're lined. And that is this lip oil stuff. It's so comfortable. It's not sticky whatsoever, so I really like it. It feels very hydrating on the lips. Last but definitely not least, so we're gonna do some setting spray. I mix it up a lot. I mean, you see me use Morphe a lot. I love their continuous setting mist. I love their new luminous setting spray. I tend to veer towards luminous finishes, dewy, just more like glowy and natural versus matte. I don't really like matte finishes, especially for my skin type. It just doesn't really work for me because I am more normal to dry, so matte things tend to dry me out. So that's why I like things that have more luminosity. As far as setting spray, I mean, if you want to splurge on something, you totally can. I think they're just as good setting sprays at drugstore. Like I said, Morphe is always a winner in my book. But one that I really love, I'm almost out, I probably will restock on it, is my Farsali Rose Gold Skin Mist. It gives a really pretty luminous, slightly dewy finish, which I personally really like. I mean, you have to go kind of light-handed and you don't want to go too close because setting sprays like this can tend to mess up your makeup if you apply too much. So I know that the Tatcha Luminous or Tatcha Dewy Skin Mist is similar to this, I've heard. I haven't used that one, but that would probably be another good one to try. I've heard really good things about that. I'm gonna spray it. I'm gonna cover my eyes though because I forgot to do it before my mascara and I don't want my mascara to run. Alright guys, so this is pretty much the final look of today's video. Some of these products, obviously, like I said, I have used before, but some of them are new, and you know, first impressions, I really enjoyed everything. I'm going to keep using it, keep updating you guys on my thoughts, how it wears. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If I pick up anything else in the sale, I'll definitely let you guys know. And if you guys have any questions about products, comment down below and ask me about them, and if I've used them, then I'll be more than happy to give you my input on them. But yeah, I hope you found this video helpful. I hope any of my recommendations were helpful to you guys. If you guys pick up any of these products, definitely let me know. I love to hear everybody's opinion about things because everybody likes things differently. But yeah, anyways, thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see y'all in my next video.